Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jewel. I've got a small project to do today, and I was inspired by my friend Debbie. Here, let me get this way so you can see everything. Who sent me this really cute, I call it an ephemera folder, but it has tuck spots and pockets. And she told me where she got her original idea, but hers is different because she made hers out of file folders. I'm going to make mine out of 12 by 12, and you can do any size paper, but heavyweight cardstock. Hers is very heavy, and I'm going to make mine a little bit slimmer so that we can tuck them. I made some here too to share with you, so I can tuck them in my journals. And also I needed to up my stash too, because I always add extra fun things in with my journal sales. So hers is so beautiful, and she made it in a lavender shade because I think she knows that's my favorite color. I'm just going to undo it so I can show you the original one, and hers is so pretty. Okay, so right off the bat, you can see she put a pocket in the back. So there's a pocket here. I don't know what I did with the ephemera, but that was in there. And then this little side has a secret tuck spot here. Here, let me open it so you can see where that is. Okay, so she wrapped this beautiful ribbon around, and then she layered, I can tell under there that's a file folder. So you can make yours any size you want. This one's quite large, which you can't. 12 by 12, this is the size they come. So you can see it's a bit smaller. No, that's a smaller one. This is a 12 by 12 here sheet. So you can do them any size, but I'm going to show you how to make these, and we're going to decorate a couple. We're going to make a couple and decorate a couple. Okay, so then in here, you have a large pocket. Now, she didn't secure hers here, and I think it's because she put the notch on the inside, and the notch needs to go here, but she put them on both sides. But you can do this any way you want, but I'm going to secure them, and that's in the original video where I saw this. She added a cute little booklet in here, so that's in there, and then this flips up. And then there's another pocket, and she put some ephemera in there, and you can see she lined everything. And then this is, if you look, this is where the secret tuck spot is. So I'm gonna put that one aside, and that motivated me to make some of these. And I'm going to share some of the ones I made, and there's a variety of different ways you can make these. The basic construction, you know, I'll show you, and then you do any enclosures you want, but I'll show you the type I have. This, as you can see, I've wrapped this in lace, so this is going to be a pocket back here. I used this little brad here, and I used, whoops, is this sticking? No, what's going on here? There we go. I used Velcro on the flips. So, and in here, you can see that is going to be the side tuck spot. And then, so we have a pocket here. You flip this up, and I'm going to have a pocket here. So I made mine that way. This one, I have a tie enclosure. It does the same thing, and the side is the large tuck spot. I used up some papers that I knew I wasn't going to need for journals, and it was great for using up some of my 12 by 12 inch papers. Also, I did a couple with 8 by 8. This one has a Velcro, again, double Velcro. You know, there's 2 pockets, and I've embellished this one with jute and that. Here's another one. I did a couple little, you know, cute little tags on there, and I simply tied this around twice and did a pearl brad. Now, a couple of these I did do. This one I have a pocket back here, no pocket, and the lace pocket in that one. You can see I have all different colors because I never know if I'm going to pop these in journals or if they're going to be as gifts. So this one, again, a pocket here, back there, and then the side pocket, and then I did do a pocket in the back, and I did a little dangle on there. This one's got a pearl. This one's Velcroed as well, and just some simple trims on it, and no pocket in that one. This one was just a cut-off paper, so you can see it's even smaller. So you can really make these any size. This one I just have it wrapped around, and nope, no pocket in the back. So this is a small one. This was another cut off, and I just wrapped it with sari and did a scallop border and then just add a key. So that one's very simple. This one I just wrapped some and glued some jute yarn, and then a key and some trim, and you can see there's the notch for the, what you call it, for your tags or whatever you want to put in it. This one I did some bling, and I did one of those key, you know, they look like they're key to write the key name, and you actually add your key to them. So I just covered it with circle cut-offs from this, and just some sari, and there's no pocket on that one. Here's a pocket on this, but this is a double pocket, so there's a pocket in here and then another little tuck spot in there, and of course the notched area there. And I chose double-sided paper, so it will be lined on the inside, as you can see here. So the pocket, and some laces and that fun trim on there. So I'm going to put all these back, and then I did a Christmas one, and it's got a snowflake, and then there's the double pocket here again, and pocket, because I'm going to be making a Christmas journal. I am going to make some more Christmas ones. Then I've got these little ones, and these are made out of 8x8 sheets, and these were fun. These is just some extra papers I had in there from projects long gone, long ago. Here's the pocket on this side, so you can put your pocket on either side, and then I have this cute little one here too, and there's the pocket in there, and then a pocket, and I use the smaller Velcro dots in that one. Okay, with that, let me pop all of these away, and we will, let me get this. Oops, sorry. Oh, didn't mean to bump the... Let me see what I've got for time. Okay, let's get started. So I brought some papers out. And these are some papers that I'm not going to be... I don't have any upcoming projects that I know I'll be using these papers in. I even have this smaller one. So let's get started. I'm going to link the original project below. So let me pick a paper. Let's just go ahead and start with this one. And this one's cute too, but I don't really want the cat. And I don't know how that would look on the front when you start folding. So I'm going to use this part here. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your 12x12 or whatever size you want and fold it in half. Try to line it up the best you can. If you want to score it, you know. And then you're really going to give it a good burnish here. Just get it nice and crisp. Okay, then you're going to fold this up, but first of all, I want to see what my flap, I think I want this to be my flap. So I'm going to flip my paper where this will be, let me pull that out again. Well, let me show you Debbie's. See her flap here? So I want, because this is double printed, I want this to be my flap. So I'm going to have that at the top to flip over. So then you're going to turn your paper up to about an inch, 3/4 of an inch or an inch right there. It's, you know, eyeball it. It's not an exact measurement, and it doesn't really matter because you're just doing an envelope style. So, you know, tabs. And then you're going to bring it back down this way. So I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to do the same thing where I have about the same distance. And we're going to make a couple of these so you can get it. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so then you can see that this is going to be your inside pocket here, and you're going to have your tab over here in the back. So right now I'm just going to turn this around, and this is going to be the front of the envelope. So I'm going to probably, I think I'm going to bring it up just a little bit right there, so I have a little bit larger between the two. So you're gonna be able to see how this is coming together now. We're gonna do another one before I show you where we're gonna cut. All right, so you can see this is going to be the top. This is going to be the second one here, but we have to take off this piece here, cut this piece off. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that now. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna leave this here, fine, okay? Right here, you're gonna have two pieces, of course, and you're going to take off this bottom piece. Okay, so we're gonna unfold this, okay? And I'm gonna take off this bottom piece, but I want a little bit of a distance between the two. So I'm gonna cut it up about a 1/4 inch. And the reason for that, and I'm gonna show you why, is I want it to make sense. Let me pull one of these out. Whoops. This, you see here, you want this distance right here. And that's about a 1/4 inch. You don't, if you put this all the way up here, you're not gonna be able to get things in and out out of your pocket, okay? All right, so what I do with that is I'm gonna take a black pen so I can see, and I'm just lining up the 1/4 right to where it bends, the 1/4 inch mark on that fold. And I'm drawing a line, and also I'm just going to mark a line here so I know I'm gonna cut this whole section out. And we'll do another one, and then the next, we'll probably do 3 of these, and then in the next one we will come back and decorate them. So let's cut that up to that line. And just cut this piece right out. Or you could put it on your paper cutter if, you know, if you want. All right, so we've got this piece, and this piece I keep because I use it for embellishing sometimes. So now let's fold this all back up the way it was, and now you're seeing it take shape. Now we're gonna have a pocket in here, okay, because we removed that. So the next step for this is, and you can see there's a little bit of it always happens where you're gonna have a little bit longer, and that's okay because we're just going to trim that off. We're gonna round the corners and trim it off. Now the next thing I wanna do is, let me get my circle punch. This isn't necessary, but I'm doing it for the notch, which makes it easier for it to slip things in and out. So we're going to put a notch here on this pocket, and you can fold this back out for that, and I just eyeballing that. Okay, so now we're gonna have a notch there, and then you're going to want a notch on this back end right there. So the easiest way to do that is fold that back out and do your notch there, and I will show you. Okay, so let's fold this back, down, down. Here's our notch. Okay, so now you have a nice big pocket there. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to glue these two pieces together. And let me get my corner punch. So I'm going to open this back up, and these two are going to be glued together, so you have a nice thick flap on the top of your envelope. So I guess I could call this an envelope, if, I don't know. I don't even know what the original, I mean, I think this has been going around a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna glue that together, and then you can see I've sewn a lot of mine. Not necessary, and I'll show you where to sew if you're gonna sew. Okay, there's that. So now we've got that, and we've got this. So the next step is we want to secure these down. So you would, you're going to glue here, and you're going to glue here. Now, if you want to sew, this is when you would take it to the machine and you would just sew this part. You certainly don't want to sew this part because here's your notch. You need this open. So you would just sew this to that. Okay, but we'll go ahead and we're just going to glue it. I've got an angry glue bottle right now. I think when that happens, I have to add some acetone to it. Okay, so I am just going to glue this piece down. Okay, so let me give that a second to just adhere. Okay, and then we're going to want to glue this part down up to here. Just the top, not the bottom, obviously, because we're going to keep that open. So we will make another one of these, but before I do that, it's easier for me before it's glued to go ahead and do the corners. So I'm just going to round the corners. It's not necessary. It just makes a neater looking envelope. Whoops. Before I meant to do that is to just trim off this little piece right here. Even that out. And that's not necessary. You can come in and put some lace on the end and that will cover that. So, but it happens in, oops, everyone. Sorry if that's loud, guys. That's, all right, so let's go ahead and finish the gluing. So we're just going to glue this section down. And sometimes I'll put a clip on here just to hold it. And if it seeps, you want to make sure it doesn't seep over and, you know, adhere this part down as well. So let's make another one. Okay, so we have, whoops, I forgot. We got to glue this side down too. What am I thinking? Oh, that's something else. Okay, you can take it to the machine and sew this side down too. So I sewed this side when it was open, then I sewed this side when it was closed. So, all right. So let's make another one. We might make two more. There, so we've got our side tuck. We have our pocket in the main part of the, and then the second envelope. Okay, so that one's done. This will be really cute. And then another idea is you can take this, and I might flip it, and I'll do this in the next one and make a pocket out of this. Well, you know what? Let's do it right now. I'll show you what I did. I'm just going to trim off this part where I had the fold. And instead of wasting any of this paper, I simply took this, folded it over, so you have a little double tuck spot and fun, easy little thing just to make a fun little, look how cute that is. Whoops, this way. So then you have, we'll glue this here, here, and here, and then we'll have a pocket, we'll have a tuck spot here and a pocket there. So let me go ahead and glue this. Now if you're really sharp, you could mark that with an X and sew it before you secure it, but that's just too much. Okay, I just want to make sure I had all my sides glued. Okay, so we've got another pocket and tuck spot on the back. And we're going to make another one. Okay, let's take, this is a smaller piece I just had as a cutoff. And I think I want this on the inside because this is going to be upside down if I, you know, flip it over. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead. You're going to fold it in half. Burnish it good. You're going to figure out which part of the flap you want. I kind of like that right there. Let me see though. This is fun. I want that to show on the outside and not the inside. So I think I'll have this be my flap and this, my notch will be on this side. Okay, so I'm going to, that will be my flap. So I know I'm going to bring this up here like this, 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch. And let's go ahead and just get a good crisp fold. Then I'm going to bring this back down here to about the same. And you can see that's the making of the second flap for the envelope. And then this is going to come down here for the top flap. And I will make one more after this. Okay, with that, we're gonna now have the fold on this side because I chose this to come over. The first thing we have to do is we have to cut off this second piece here. So I'm going to, and you can mark it. Just put a little X, and that's what the gal said in the other one. And I'm going to take my ruler again, and I'm going to mark. I want to take this flap off here, so I'm going to mark 1/4 inches up. I'm lining it up right on where that fold was. And I know here and here, because sometimes it's hard to see that fold line. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this off. Okay. I think this was all from Stamperia Papers. Past projects. Okay, so now we can fold this up again. And then you can see now we're going to have this fold here. We might as well put our notch in that. Again, I'm just kind of eyeballing. And then all of these I will ink. This is where, oh, and we can put the notch in. Let me see, is this going this way and this way? We can put the notch in the back pocket. So we're gonna open that. So the notch is going to go in here. All right, let's fold it back up, see what we have. Okay, so there's our envelope. I can see I have this little part I'm just going to trim off here real quick. You know what, I'm not going to do that. I'll show you what I'm going to do in a minute, just to give you another idea. Okay, now this is where you would take it to the machine and sew this part, and then sew this part. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue this after. Glue that and glue that. Now, I think I'm just going to take my fun pattern scissors and just trim off that whole edge right there, and then I have this pretty scallop border already, and there's that scallop border, and I can do it again on the second one if I want, but I don't think I will. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take my rounders, and then our second one is ready to go except for the gluing. Let's do one more. let's see what I have. I have this fun from the Threads collection. And probably, let's see what I want. I think I'll use this side. And this will be the inside. Look how cute that's gonna be. So I'm going to go ahead, this is another 12 by 12. We're gonna fold it in half. Burnish it good. Figure out where you want your flap and what your flap to look like. So I'm gonna look at all of this. See, the writing will be upside down there, but okay, so I want this to be my flap here. Simple. All right, so we're gonna fold this up to about 3/4 to an inch. That's the way I do it. I don't know what measurements she chose, but I think that looks good, the way, you know, the dimensions, you know. So, and then we're gonna turn it, and we're gonna turn this all the way back and do again, fold it down to the 3/4 to, you know, 1 inch size, just eyeballing it. And then we're going to fold down our flap to whatever you want look good. See, so I'm looking at this, it's a little bit larger than from here to here. This is a little bit wider than this, okay? And I just think aesthetically, that looks good. Okay, next thing we wanna do is we're gonna cut off this bottom piece. So I'm going to mark it. So when I unfold it, I know exactly what I'm going to mark. I'm going to bring my ruler. If you're good at eyeballing, you know, a line, whoops, and I'm going to lay that black line from my see-through ruler right to the fold, mark my fold so I can match those up. We're going to remove that piece. You can take regular paper and do this, and just you can take coffee stain paper and make these, or you can do the cardstock. So, all right, now we're gonna fold this back up. And now we have the area for our pocket here. We're going to do our notch. Okay, we have to notch this back piece back here. So I'm going to fold that over, and I'm going to notch in between the two folds. I always turn my notcher this way so I can see how far in I'm going. We're going to fold that back up. And this is when you would take it to the machine and sew this while it's open here, because you don't want to sew it when it's shut, because then you're going to, you know, not have that, whatever. And you're going to, actually, before you do that, I would suggest gluing these two together. So let's go ahead and glue those together. And then we have a nice, I don't need to be using this glue. I should be using my Eileen's Tacky Glue. This glue is too expensive to use on cardstock, and I have a real bad habit of reaching for this glue for everything, and it's very expensive. Okay, so this is when you can come in and trim off that little overage. It always happens. You'll get it with every single one. And this is where I will take my corner rounder, and I think with this one, I'll see what I cut off, and we'll make a fun pocket. Okay, and then I want the corner rounder here. This also bothers my nose. My allergies have been super bad, and I know it's because I've been really reaching for that bottle a lot. Okay, so you've got your pocket, and your tab here. I have this cut off piece. I haven't glued everything yet, but I'm going to sew. So I like this flower here, so I think I'll use this side. And instead of cutting that, I'm going to cut off that fold on my paper trimmer with my paper trimmer. All right. Okay, then I have this, and it's a little long, but I can fold it back. But I'm not going to. I think I'm just going to trim off a little bit and have just a single pocket, because I don't want it interfering with the notch over here. So there we go, and I simply will just ink it before I glue it. Do this again. I could do a little notch in it. Ink it, and then glue it here, here, and here. Okay guys, so I will be back, and we're going to decorate these fun ones. I'm going to make some more because I've had a blast making these. You think I'm going to have enough? Yeah, I think so. For a while. I like to batch make things. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and have a blessed day. If you could give me a thumbs up and a like, I'd appreciate it. Okay, bye.